So, guys, just turning to the individual industries that are pulled out as part of the Business Resilience Index. The other one, which is really important for us at 6 Degrees, is the professional services and the legal sector. And actually, whilst there's some really good, strong intent there is some concerning call-outs as part of the report. I think where we see real positivity is around kind of efficiency and scalability, but there were some areas that haven't scored quite so well, Mike.
So I think the one that jumped out most clearly for me was around continuity. And it's interesting if you think about this industry, whether it's legal or whether it's professional services. By design, these organizations handle sensitive information, sensitive client information. However, when it comes to continuity, it's a very stark weakness across the entire sector, and that was pretty consistent throughout the index. What we typically see is a reliance still on manual processes. We see inconsistent testing where we may test one thing here, one thing there, but not how do those things work together, and can we bring the entire organization back to support continuity moving forward. And so for me, particularly for this industry, clearly from the index identifies an opportunity to improve, but also an area that, quite frankly, needs to be focused on.
Reese, again, given the industry security, a real high expectation, but probably some gaps that we weren't expecting to see.
Yeah, definitely around security. I mean, our own experience with the legal sector is variable on security. We've got some at one end of the scale taking a whole plethora of security services from us, but at the other end of the scale, we've definitely seen some of our customers not necessarily adopting the best practice or an entirety or fullness of activity. So definitely reflects what's in the report there. Likewise, innovation is also quite interesting. They scored quite low on innovation. I think there's a massive opportunity, or there's a massive wave coming at legal around the whole use of AI.
Yeah.
And I think that many of our customers are even struggling to understand how to adopt it, where to adopt it, and most importantly, how to adopt it within the right context of the business. Bear in mind, they have brand reputation is huge with them, and making sure that they're not going to expose any sensitive information. I think it's really key to them moving forward in this, and probably holding them back at the moment in terms of those steps forward.
Yeah, and I'd agree. And I think, I don't think it's any surprise that most people think that AI is going to have a bigger impact on the professional services and on the legal industry than probably any other
Yeah,
in its first chapter. And we're seeing a lot of activity, but probably not as much real momentum or
yeah,
execution in that sector as we'd expect to. But we're early days as well, right?
yeah,
But for
absolutely,
us, it's going to be a really interesting environment to continue to work in with our clients.
very much so.